The Russians have captured the airport.
Yeah. Listen, you guys, we've just got to get organized. For God's sake, we've got to get organized.
Just don't panic. We've got to have ourselves a leader.
It's all over. It's finished. It's all over. We haven't got a chance. Not a chance.
For God's sake, why is it we can't learn to live together? You're right, Norman. The Russians are coming! The Russians are coming!
No, that was not Project Veritas doing a secret video. That was Democrats panicking over Russia collusion and Russians affecting our elections, an attack on democracy. Hello and welcome to FOS News and Opinion. FOS meaning freedom of speech. What I like to do on the second day that Kushner is speaking to the Senate about his 15-minute Russian meeting over just about a year ago, I like to take you down memory lane. You see, Democrats and left-wing loons, they're all panicking. They're all upset. They're all witch hunting that this is some kind of scandal, and it's not, because nothing happened. And even if the Russians tried to affect our elections, well, we'll get into that. We do it too. We have since the 1940s, the late 1940s. 1980, give you an example. Ted Kennedy, he's in a primary with Jimmy Carter. He asked the Russians to help him against Jimmy Carter in the primary. Jimmy Carter asked the Russians to help him defeat Ronald Reagan. Not to be outdone, Ted Kennedy wanted another crack at it. He went to the Russians to help him, or try to get the Russians to help the Democrat Party prevent Ronald Reagan's re-election. Democrats have been doing this, and perhaps even Republicans, for the longest time, but it's not against the law. There is no statute against this. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from Harvard professor, renowned Harvard professor Alan Dershowitz, who himself is a liberal who voted for Hillary. He says there's no statute. It doesn't matter if they did or not. But I don't believe Donald Trump, or anybody else for that matter, in his campaign did. But even if they did, Democrats, it doesn't matter. You've done it, and it was no problem because you were doing it. Democrats just can't stand the fact that he lost. Now, I also want to mention, you might say that was a long time ago. Well, how about in 2012, when your tax dollars went to a group that helped funded the opposition of one of my favorite statesmen, Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, to help defeat Benjamin Netanyahu. Obama administration getting involved in financing the opposition to take Benjamin Netanyahu down. That's right. How about over $4 million going to Macedonia, funneled through a George Soros group, but it was your tax dollars through the Obama administration. The group, I believe, was called, if I'm not mistaken, something like Country Without Borders. Figures. And that money in Macedonia was used to help opponents and a PR campaign against the central right government of Macedonia. And they also did this, our administration, the Obama administration, in other countries like Bosnia and other countries. You see, when you say the Russians tried to affect our elections, how dare they? Again, they said it was an attack on democracy, but we have been doing it all along. As a matter of fact, there is a chart by the Carnegie Mellon University. And I believe responsible was D.H. Levin. And I should give credit. Give credit where credit is due. Caitlin Kelly as well. Now, they released a chart, a graph, if you will, a chart, about the United States getting involved in other countries' elections since the late 1940s. I'm looking at a list here of Albania, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Bulgaria, Cambodia, Chile, Costa Rica. Should I name them all? Iceland, Iran, Israel, as I had already mentioned, Peru. There are so many here. West Germany in 1953, South Vietnam 1961 to 1971, Czechoslovakia from 1990, where America tried to affect the outcome of their elections. But how dare Russia do it to us? Russia collusion, Russia affecting our... By the way, how about if I told you that during this election that just passed, the presidential election, the DHS was caught red-handed trying to hack into the Georgia election boards. Right in real time, Georgia discovered it. And I don't think they ever got a satisfactory answer from the DHS. That's right. There is real Russian collusion, but again, it's not against the law. And it was Hillary. Well, actually, it probably was against the law because it was money being funneled to the Clinton Foundation through a $500,000 hour or two lecture from Bill Clinton in Russia. Double his fees. And gee, I think that's what the Clintons got in return. I'm speaking to my Democrat friends and my liberal left-wing loon friends. Yeah, believe it or not, I have a few. That it was in response, this lecture, for 20% of our uranium, which the right, the conservatives, the Republicans, we all know this. The Democrats could care less. Imagine if tomorrow you wake up and you find out there's a headline in, well, I don't want to say New York Times, or you hear it on CNN. Either way, go to a more reputable source. But you see a headline that says Donald Trump sells 20% of America's uranium to Russia. Do you think that's a scandal? It would be. But because Hillary did it, no harm. And whatever happened to the State Department under Hillary, losing millions and millions and millions of dollars, and no one ever even asked what happened to it. By the way, how did Susan Rice get to be worth over $50 million? Harry Truman said, if you leave public office rich, you are corrupt. I believe him. Don't you, Maxine Waters? Anyway, that's what I just wanted to mention. A few things on this Russia collusion. Doesn't matter. It's not against the law. You're going to impeach somebody for something that's not against the law? Again, referring to Alan Dershowitz. So anyway, if you disagree with me, please feel free to comment. Just watch your language, because I always say that. Politics is for everybody, not just people over the voting age, but even for children. So do keep your language clean. You are so welcome to disagree with me.